Marla can't stand up from her bed. I mean, she literally can't lift herself up from the bed without the help of her daughter. She is 40 years old and weighs over 800 pounds. She breaks down every now and then, hating the fact that she has grown so fat and is unable to do anything by herself or for herself. Will she be able to cut down her weight? I guess we're going to see. Here is how her journey begins.
I can't get up, I can't walk, I'm trapped. Go. My weight has condemned me to this bed. I can't do anything. I can't even bathe myself. My kids have to do that for me.
This has to be a living nightmare. Imagine not being able to even have your bath by yourself. Jeez. It's sad that instead of Marla taking care of her kids, it's the other way around. It must be hard living in her shoes and having to wake up to such a life every day.
Or I'll stop breathing. My body is just breaking down. I hate this. I hate living like this.
Damn. After hearing all of that, it feels like Dr. Now is going to have a hard time working with Marla. She has so many underlying health challenges, and I'm sure that's going to be a problem if she has her surgery.
I tried to break up with my boyfriend at the time. He lost it, and he took me hostage. He held me at gunpoint, and I thought I was gonna die. When the police tried to rescue me.
Wow. Now that's something I have never heard on the 600 LB show. Marla says that when she tried to break up with her boyfriend, he held her at gunpoint, shot 2 officers, and escaped. With the fear of him coming back to hurt her, she never left the house, and all she could do was eat. That is one traumatic experience I hope no one has to ever go through.
You made it, baby. What you get me? I love food.
I'm sorry, but it's almost as if everyone in the house wants Marla to remain fat. I mean, if they know it's not good for her and they can see that she can't even lift herself from the bed, why then are they still feeding her with so much junk? Jeez. She eats like she wants to explode.
And that's keeping me from being a part of my kids' lives. She don't lose the weight. I'm afraid this she'll pass. I'm afraid that I'm gonna lose my mom.
Thank goodness she knows that if she keeps eating the way she does, she is going to kill herself. I'm glad she knows that it's finally time for her to do what's right. The only question now is if she is actually up for the task, and if she has what it takes to get rid of all that fat.
But I know I have to do this if I want to get a chance to get my life back. All I've known is my bed for so many years. This is a whole new world for me.
Mom, you gonna have one of the kids with you in the back. Okay.
I'm really concerned about how long I'm gonna have to be in this car.
Is that surprising? Marla had 6 people lift her from the bed into the car. 6! Goodness gracious. I still can't imagine that she allowed herself to grow to this level where people have to do everything for her. Oh well, she's on her way to see the doctor, but first, let's see how much she weighs.
From what I understand, she may be close to 800 pounds. If she's that big, she should have used bariatric ambulance with medical care to go with her.
Dr. Now sees Marla for the first time, and he can already tell that her condition is not a good one. Being on the bed for so long has made her body her worst enemy. He wants to get her into the hospital to run some tests and see if she is even capable of undergoing any type of surgery.
I'm calling you about Marla's condition. Her condition worsened. Early this morning, she stopped breathing, and we moved her to ICU. Marla's health has continued to decline.
Oh my God, this is heartbreaking. Over the night in the hospital, Marla stopped breathing, and she had to be taken to the ICU to monitor her vitals. Apparently, the long trip she took to make it to the hospital did a number on her body, and now things aren't looking good. Dr. Now says her body is shutting down.
We need to put a filter in the main vein that goes to the heart. That's called vena cava. That's in the right leg.
Due to how critical her condition is, Dr. Now takes her into surgery almost immediately. If she had not been in the hospital when the blood clot in her leg dislodged, she could have lost her life. But thankful, Dr. Now was there to save the day. Sadly, if it happens again, that may be the end for Marla.
We're done with that.
1, 2, 3, go.
Start her on restricted diet because she needs to start losing weight right now.
Marla makes it out of the surgery, and Dr. Now doesn't leave her sight till she opens her eyes. Right now, Marla has been given a second chance to fight her excessive feeding and cut down all the fat in her body. She is way too fragile to be eating the way she does. Dr. Now hopes that as she gets better, she is going to take her weight loss more seriously.
How much I had 1 foot in the grave and getting here, it damn near killed me. So I've been trying to get healthy. I've been eating like this for a month now, but I don't really like it. After I eat, I'm still hungry.
Her daughter could not have said it any better. Marla tells the nurses that she doesn't like the food they give her. Anytime she eats, she ends up feeling hungry almost immediately. She better get used to this type of food and quantity if she honestly intends on getting any better.
They don't understand nothing. They need to understand that it has to happen in my own time.
All right, Miss Marla, I'll see you later, okay? Bye.
Okay. Skipping physical.
Marla is getting on my nerves. Her physiotherapist walks into the room and tries to get her to do some walking. She tells them that she's not ready and she's going to do it on her own time. Lady, you don't have that much time to fool around. Even her daughter can't believe her mother right now.
The rest will be up to Marla.
The last time I saw my mom walk was a year ago. I'm really glad my mom is at least trying today.
It's pretty evident that Marla is the problem at this point. She's just not willing to put in the work and give it all it takes. Like Dr. Now said, this is a life and death situation. She has to do everything within her power to get better.
We estimate probably Marla is around 700 to 800 pounds. Patient this size, the heart and lungs, and everything in their body.
Haha. I can't believe he said her stomach is as big as a watermelon. Anyway, Dr. Now decides to perform the weight loss journey on Marla. Seeing that she is still unable to walk, time is not on her side, and he has to do what's best for her.
The physical therapist would have to move her leg around so she would not develop any blood clot. But if this is how Marla wants to behave, then there is no reason to keep her here.
That is just sad. Even after the weight loss surgery, Marla still doesn't want to try to get better. Dr. Now says that if she doesn't try to walk once she is healed from the surgery, he is going to scrap her out of the weight loss program.
Run there and do what you need to do to walk.
Ma, you gonna say something? Ma, come on. All you gotta do is stand up. You sitting there saying, don't touch, don't touch you for what, Mama? Don't touch me.
And now, Dr. Now is pissed. Ugh! This woman is out of her mind. What else does she want? I can't believe she is being so unproductive and is refusing to cooperate. If she doesn't know, all they're trying to do is get her to be better. It's her loss if she chooses to act like a kid.
Hopefully, she'll start to have a different perspective on things soon.
I've been pushed for 4 or 5 months, and I'm ready for it. Sierra moved into an apartment when we came to Houston, so I'm going to move in with her while I'm recovering.
Marla eventually is scraped off the program. She claims that she needs her own space, and she knows that she can do better on her own without anyone forcing her to do anything. Let's see how far she can go with that attitude.
This is Marla's last chance. If she doesn't stand up now, she'll be in this bed until she dies. Marla, you can do it. You want to count on 3?
There are days where Laura feels like she wants to die. She feels like she is a burden to the people who take care of her. She wakes up every day knowing she is on the wrong path of life, but there is nothing she can do about the situation. Can Dr. Now save her from herself? Let's find out. Her story begins like this.
Most days, I don't even want to get up.
I feel like I'm trapped in this body. I'm in a lot of pain. It's a nightmare that I want to wake up, but I can't.
Ew! That is disgusting. Laura can't have her bath by herself anymore. Her life feels like a nightmare. Her body has so many sores that anytime they try to clean her up, she feels so much pain. What's sad is that she can't do anything about the situation.
Not be able to do anything for myself. Oh, don't let go of me.
You never think your life will ever end up in a place like this. Growing up, my weight wasn't much of an issue.
That has to be heartbreaking. Laura says that when she was much younger, she had an older cousin who constantly molested her. Sadly, she was too scared to tell her parents because she thought her cousin would hurt her even more. That's sad, honestly.
I just kept putting on weight and getting bigger and bigger. And then I met Joey when I was 27.
I did like heavy-set girls when I was younger, so I liked the way she was.
I've gained a lot more weight since.
She might mean the whole world to him, but she's slipping away bit by bit. I mean, it's obvious that he loves her so much, but if we're being realistic, him indulging her craving for sweet things is not in her best interest. He honestly needs to do better.
It's hot in here. I need a shirt. I don't know what color shirt. I guess the purple one that I had yesterday. Make sure you stretch it.
I want things. I want a job and to be able to have a family. Because of my weight, I may never have kids of my own.
It's honestly sad that she has to go through all of this. Laura wishes for her own kids and her own job, but her weight doesn't allow her to do anything. I wonder what her life would be if she did not have her husband by her side. It would be devastating.
Ugly.
Much better.
I feel depressed, of course, because it's my daughter they're looking at.
Anna, I want a pink cupcake.
Those are good. They have almonds.
Imagine having every eye in the mall look at your wife because she looks like an oversized teddy bear. Her husband is such a sweet man. If Laura hopes to be better, she needs to see Dr. Now as soon as possible.
My biggest fear is that she doesn't get help and she gives up on herself. I worry about it, but I don't want her to know anything, so I just keep it to myself.
I mean, if she knows this, why doesn't she want to do anything about it? Honestly, I blame her family. They give her anything she wants to eat, and that's why she feels like she has all the time in the world to get better. Sadly, that's not the case.
A lot of doctors have told me that they're just giving me medication so they can make me comfortable so I can go ahead and diet.
I'm scared he's gonna tell me something I can't do, and I won't get the surgery.
Wow, almost 600 pounds? Jeez, that's a lot. It's surprising she was able to fit into the car for real. I'm glad she finally decided it was time to see the doc. The big question still remains. Does Laura have what it takes to be able to lose all that weight?
A lot of cake.
So where do you get that cake? I never seen anybody that's overweight doesn't enable people around them support them. It should be the opposite. They should tell you you shouldn't have that. And so you carrying oxygen with you all the time?
Finally, the doc speaks my mind. It's sad that everyone around her continues to feed into cravings, knowing fully well that it's not good for her health. They should all know better than to do that. She literally walks around with an oxygen tank.
Right now, I don't know if you're gonna make it to be 50 to make the changes, okay? And you need to make those changes now before it's too late. Otherwise, you're gonna get sicker and sicker. There'll be no way to pull you out.
Well, at least she knows that this is life and death for her. She wants to do better for her family. I just hope they realize that they need to also help her lose all weight. Let's see if she can meet her target weight before her next appointment.
So I've been trying to do that.
What she's eating now is a lot of salads and vegetables and stuff like that. She's really sticking to her diet, so I'm happy about that.
What a surprise. I'm not going to lie, it's good to see that her family is doing the right thing by keeping away all the junk and giving her the type of food that's good for her body. For a second there, I thought they would not be able to do that.
The doctor's office again to see if I qualify for surgery. I'm really nervous because I don't know what the answer is going to be. Oh my gosh.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Yay! Laura is going to get her weight loss surgery. Her family was more than supportive, and without a sweat, she made her target. Doctor now schedules her for the weight loss surgery, and let's see if things are going to turn out for the best.
And that we reduce the size of stomach. We essentially take about 80% of stomach out. This surgery will still help her, but not as much as a full bypass. Laura, the surgery finished.
That's nice to hear. Laura had her surgery done. During the surgery, Dr. Now has a few complications. But being the genius that he is, he was able to stabilize her and make sure she came out okay. Now he hopes that she can continue to lose weight after the surgery.
It feels like it was taken away from me. I'm trying to get my life back, but I still have cravings, so it's hard to know my new limits. I've been throwing up a lot because I'm eating more than my stomach can hold. And I didn't know it would be tough for me to know when to stop.
Laura, come on. I can't believe she is back to eating in an unhealthy manner. She even says that she's throwing up because she's forcing so much food down her throat and her stomach can't take all of it. Does she want to hurt herself?
And then they rushed her to hospital. Right now, she can't breathe on her own, and we got her on ventilator. We need to find out what's going on with her immediately. And we're going to try to get her through this.
Oh my goodness, Laura is back in the hospital, and this time she's in the ICU. Her family says that she was eating, and she passed out. Dr. Now says that she can't breathe on her own, and he wants to figure out what the problem could be. This is so scary.
Laura's family says she hasn't been feeling well, but never came to the hospital. It looked like she has pneumonia, and it is pretty severe.
I can't imagine what her husband must be feeling right now. Dr. Now says that she has pneumonia, and she is very close to losing her life. Her family must be devastated right now. I really hope the doc can help her through all of this.
It made me realize how much of my life I've wasted. I've taken all this pain and bitterness and all I did was eat instead of dealing with it. I thought if I lost the weight, then I would start to get happy.
Trust me, if I were to be in her shoes, I would probably be living in the church. Laura finally gets better and recovers from her pneumonia. She takes some time to reflect on herself and wants to do better with her weight loss journey.
So I can move on with my life. So I can be happy with my new body, my new life. So I can make new memories. I want to work on it.
I appreciate so much.
If you ask me, I'd say her going to therapy was a really good idea. In her quest to be at peace with herself, Laura visits therapy and is finally able to open up about all her past traumas. What's even shocking is that she can drive now. That's amazing.
I'm breaking my addiction to food. I'm full. I think we did a good job, like a team. Today I'm on my way to see Dr. Nazardin. I've worked so hard for a year, but really the last few months I've given it my all.
In this episode, Dottie happens to have 2 kids. One has cerebral palsy, and the other is 1-year-old, and she has to take care of 2 of them while weighing over 600 pounds. Imagine weighing that much and having to take care of 2 kids. Devastating is the word if you ask me. In the beginning, it was clear that she was a few feet away from the grave. Listen to her explain her living situation.
When you're my size, it hurts like hell every day to get up and do what I have to do. It's just miserable. On my body, pretty much everything from the waist down hurt. Just give Mama a minute. But even though I am as overweight as I am, I have to get up every day.
Despite being so huge, Dottie necessarily has to walk around and take care of herself and her disabled son. She has no choice in the matter. They completely depend on her, and it makes the situation so hard. You cannot help but pity her as she huffs and puffs around with her child.
Can barely get around, and it makes it so hard to take care of them. I'm not able to take big steps. I have to take small steps in fear that I might fall. But I have no choice.
Wow, that is a tough life. But despite all these responsibilities that Dottie has, she still has time to eat like 3 armies when it is time for breakfast. When she eats, you can clearly see just how much of her weight gain is her fault.
And I have a love-hate relationship with food. I love to eat it, but I hate what it does. I've never had chicken nuggets that tasted that good. They were delicious. I've just never been able to stop, even when I knew I was getting too big.
Being out in public is so hard for Dottie. She has to use a motorized cart, and people often stare at her. It isn't the best situation at all, and it can be very awkward, as you can clearly see here.
Or, looking. That's the reason why she don't eat out that much.
Look, let's get a big bag of these potatoes because they're on sale.
Yeah, that works. I really don't know what she's going through. The only thing I can do is just try to be there for her. But I think Dottie does eat a little bit too much.
It looks like it will be very difficult for Dottie to kick her eating habit when she gets to the doctor. Now, he has very stern words for her and tells her that he wants to see real weight loss from her before he can approve her for surgery. Here is how that meeting went.
How do you think you got here?
Oh, it's from having 2 kids. My oldest son, he's disabled. And
How old is he?
He's 12.
12?
And he requires 24-hour care.
That is right. Dr. Now says that Dottie has to be eating up to 30,000 calories a day. The fact that she is blaming her kids for her weight gain means she is probably not yet in the right headspace to lose the weight she needs to lose, which is a terrible thing. Dr. Now tells her to lose 40 pounds over the next 2 months. Will she be able to lose weight?
Healthier choices, and not so much the amounts. Will you bring me some of them chips?
Yeah. How much you want?
I don't need you to dole me out.
No.
But I have cheated a little bit.
That is just a little bit cheating? Really? Anyway, we will see how that translates to the scale, won't we, Dottie? The next time Dottie goes to Dr. Now, here is how her weigh-in goes. But before we check that out, do you think she lost weight or she gained some?
Under 600 pounds. You are at 635 pounds. So what's going on?
I don't know.
You don't know? Let's figure it out. What do you eat for lunch?
I mean, I'm not eating as much. I usually eat like a couple of boiled eggs.
Dottie is really just lying to Dr. Now. The doctor has to admit her into the hospital and put her on a liquid diet to help her understand that the only key to losing weight is controlling her diet. But around the same time, her son got admitted into the hospital because he could not breathe. So Dottie could not follow Dr. Now's care plan for her.
It's hard to come by and not be able to say something. And I know you gain weight. Is that true?
There's reasons behind the way things are.
Dottie, there's reasons. I've got things that's went on in my life.
And you have different coping.
But does it stop? Well, Dottie has missed a couple of appointments, and Dr. Now asked her to watch her weight even while she was taking care of her son. She obviously did not, and here is the result.
After you get finished eating, that problem is still there. It's not going nowhere. And until you deal with it, it's not going to get any better. And all the surgeries in the world, it's not going to fix if you don't make a decision to fix it. And I can't watch you kill yourself no more.
That is right. It won't. Dr. Now admits her immediately, puts her on a controlled diet for a month, and this eventually helps her make progress. In the end, she gets her surgery and starts losing weight on her own.
I didn't think I would ever get used to eating smaller portions, but I can eat a little and get full right away. So I've been able to stick to it. All my life, I've had people tell me I'm eating too much and criticize me for that, but no one had given me any help to do it. I finally have that now.
Joe feels like a prisoner in his own body. The sight of how fat he is can honestly make you throw up. Every day he prays and begs God not to allow his body to give up on him. He is just 31 years old, and he already weighs 777 pounds. Will Dr. Now be able to help him? Let's see. His journey starts like this.
No, I've been in the floor.
We're sending that there to you, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Being this size, I'm in excruciating pain all the time. I'm 31 years old, but my joints are just shot. I fall. That's inevitable.
Oh my goodness. Did you hear that? Joe says that he has been in and out of the hospital up to 10 times in the year. It's devastating that this is what his life has come to. He even sleeps on the floor because most times he has to roll in order to move about.
It's really embarrassing. After they check me out, they usually just send me home. I've been very fortunate so far to have it happen when I'm on a carpet, but I fear if I am in the bathroom, I'll fall and break my neck. No one will be around.
The size of his body is insane. As you can see, it's very difficult for him to wash every part of his body. He tries his best, but he is just too fat to do a good job. If he loves himself, he should honestly consider seeing Dr. Now.
My worst moment with this curse was when I was about 28. I had just fallen in the floor again, and I happened to see a show about a guy that was suffering the same kind of problems.
Ugh, that is so depressing. Thankfully, he did not follow through with that thought. Joe says that his size and condition have made him feel less of himself, and that at one point in his life, he was thinking of taking his life. That would have been very sad.
Me and my brother have always been really close. We had a not so pleasant childhood. Mom and Dad split up. Dad went and did his own thing. Joey's always been bigger, but after that, it just spiraled out of control.
That clearly explains a lot. His weight problem did not just start. It's something he has been battling since he was a child. He had the freedom to do whatever he wanted, and that also meant eating whatever he wanted. When there are no parents, kids just do whatever they want.
I've been desperately trying to figure out why am I like this? What did I do wrong?
Ready for dinner?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Seeing Joey like this is murder. It's like he's in a prison.
Everyone is worried about Joe. His sister wishes she knew what to do that could help him leave a better life, but sadly she doesn't know what to do. His mom, on the other hand, says that he is in a prison and she's scared that she might meet him dead one of these days. Man, that is just devastating.
We've been on the road for 15 hours and I'm ready to get out of this car. It's been a very long journey down here. Been very, very taxing, very painful. I hope this doctor can help me.
Joe finally decides to give Dr. Now a shot. He drives 15 hours to the hospital, and trust me, that's one of the longest and most painful trips Joe has ever had to make. Well, let's see what Dr. Now is going to say about his situation.
You can't have this done if I don't have the surgery done. This is pretty much end of the road. I'm a little shocked.
Ouch. That most certainly is not what he was hoping to see. The scale tells him he is 777 pounds, and that just makes him sad. Getting up on the scale was already a hassle for him. Now seeing that he weighs that much, that has to be heartbreaking.
In 800 pounds, your heart has to work 4 or 5 times harder. Your lung is going to be more stressed. Your joint is more stressed. So this is a very high risk, and he would not be candidate to put to sleep for surgery.
I don't know, man. Some part of me just feels like Joe is not cut out for it. The doc says that he has to lose at least 120 pounds before he can agree to put him up for weight loss surgery. From the look on Joe's face, it seems like he wants to give up without even trying.
So many things are running through my head. My mom is leaving behind everything to come and help take care of me. On the road we go. And I'm scared. What if I just can't do this? I want to believe that I can, because if I don't, I'm going to die.
If that's his way of resisting temptation, then he has a long way to go. You resist temptation by not eating Joe. Dr. Now wants to keep a close eye on Joe, and in order for that to happen, Joe needs to move to the city where the doc is. On the way to the hospital, Joe eats everything he sees on the path.
My future is riding on this. My life is riding on this.
You are not.
Okay. Yeah. I'm mad at myself. Not only did
Can you imagine that? Joe makes it to his second appointment with Dr. Now, and guess what? Instead of losing weight, he is adding more weight. I don't get it. Does he not want to be better? That's just disappointing.
See if we can come up with some ways to help you lose that weight quickly so you can have your surgery. Okay, tell me, do you ever eat out of any types of behaviors like stress or boredom?
Dr. Now saw that Joe was having a lot of trouble with his eating habit, so he sent a nutritionist to speak to him about his eating habit. It seems like they are making a lot of progress. Let's hope that Joe is able to eat healthier now.
gonna work out with a trainer and burn some calories. I saw the psychiatrist again, and she's helping me work through a lot of the pain I've had for so many years. I know I have to keep working through this emotion and dealing with it.
Hi, how's it going? I'm Alex. How are you doing?
And that's the Joe who wants to shed down the weight. The nutritionist helped him a lot, and he did the rest at the gym. I am absolutely sure that Dr. Now is going to be proud of his results.
This is it. This is the moment of truth.
652?
I really hope this is enough for the doctor. I've fought so hard to get this far. I'm too close to not make it.